Well, this will be the first time that I've tried to make a video of a book or album or any of my card making, and I was inspired to do this by some videos I saw on YouTube about these little mini albums. So I had actually already made a little scrapbook of the pictures that are in this. They were from a candlelight walk that we took last year around Liberty Crossing community where I live, and I had already scrapbooked these into a different kind of album. And when I saw this album style, I decided to redo all those into this album, and I wanted to show this especially to my friend Tina, who showed me where to find all these videos on YouTube. Most of the people that put these videos on YouTube just show you the blank albums without any pictures, and while they're pretty, I'm always curious how they would look once you've put the pictures in it, because it really covers up some of the paper that they're doing. A lot of times I see those albums and I think it's more about the papers than it is about the pictures. So in mine, I went ahead and put the pictures in it. So this is the front, and of course it says Candlelight Tour of Homes. It's a tag I made that says the date of the tour, which was December 16th of 2014. And I just added some little stickers and sequins and a bow. This technique that I used to make this is called a hidden hinge binding system. And in there you can see how the hidden hinge binding looks. And then I used chipboard to make the actual cover for the album and for the spine. Then I covered that up with, I didn't even use cardstock on the outside, I just used regular paper glued to the chipboard on the outside. And you can find those videos about how to make the hidden hinge on YouTube. Just go on YouTube and search it, because there's lots of videos people show you how to do that. And then inside the front cover, it's the first time I've ever used this kind of technique to make the pages layered. This first one I used these little mini magnets to kind of hold it down as a closure, and you can't see them because they're underneath the papers, but this first one flips up like this. Let's see how that looks. And then the second one flips out like that. So you end up with, on the first page, really places, I put 4 pictures, but there really could even be more pictures than that on this first page if you wanted to. This area right in here is a pocket. There's a pocket inside this, so if you wanted to, you could even put more pictures in that. You could put them on backing and stick them down in there, or you could just stick the pictures down in there if you wanted a place to store some extra pictures. This first page is all at my house. It's where we started the Christmas walk. So this is actually my dining room, my front door, and this is how my front door looked at Christmas. And I put a little tag in there on the top, and so when you want to, you just close that. That's the snowman that was out in my front yard. So that's the front page. And then the second 2 pages, I just did a pretty simple scrapbook layout, so I didn't do any special closures or anything, just double matted and scrapped the pages, stuck a dimensional sticker on each one of those. This is the group of ladies that went on the walk, the Candlelight Tour. And then the next page, again on the left side, just a simple double matted scrapbook page. On the right hand side, I used a twisted wire closure for that. Put that over here. And the front page, this first page lifts up, and inside there was room for two more pages. This was the second stop on our candlelight tour at my friend Donna's house. And then the third page, again, these 2 very simple, just matted pictures. The next 2 pages, this page I tried doing a magnetic closure flap. You just make a little triangular shaped flap and use a magnet in the corner to hold it. And I stuck two pictures inside there. This one of Michelle and her daughter, and then this one of her husband. And that is held closed by the little mini magnets. This page, I used the Cricut cartridge. I think it was called Just Because Cards, and used the library envelope on this one. And inside the envelope I have 3 pictures, also from our Christmas walk. And I like that library pocket style. And then behind that I used another corner angle to hold these, and matted this one, stuck it in there, and then I put the pocket in the front, the library pocket in the front, just because I put that 3D embellishment on there. It needed room. I try to. Some people make these books. They just go ahead and use a kit of paper and all the paper coordinates. I did that too. This is a kit I bought at Michael's. But I also try to match up, kind of make the papers match up with the pictures that I'm going to put on the page. If I didn't have the pictures already picked out and decided what I was going to put where, I'm not sure I would like the album as much, because I want it to kind of match the picture, and also sometimes like the little embellishments I use here and here. For example, I use these deer because Michelle has a deer head as part of her, on her wall, as part of her Christmas decor. So I try to match up embellishments and paper to the actual pictures. You know, here on this page, I matched up these little silk flowers to the colors that are in Jerry's wreath on her front door. And over here on this side, same thing. I kind of continued the reds and greens. She has a very bright red wall in her house. On this page, I used a pocket that is it's held in place by magnets. I used 2 magnets on this one because it's pretty heavy amount of paper it has to hold. I put 3 of these 6x6 mats behind that pocket, and each one of them also has pictures on the mats. So this has, again, 3 6x6 mats it's holding in there, and each one of them has pictures front and back. So it's a pretty heavy amount of cardstock that little flap holds. And this one is just simple. These are very simple, matted again, just straight, embellished and matted pictures. I use the turquoise blue sparkles here because Debbie has turquoise blue as her accent color all over her house. It's there in her carpet. It's on a furniture that she has in her house as well. It's packed. Inside here, all of these pages actually have these pockets, and inside the pockets there's room for more pictures. And this one I did put several more pictures from her house. That's one of her, a piece that she used chalk paint to paint this credenza. And then this is downstairs, or no, this is upstairs, and this is downstairs in Debbie and Mark's bar. So if you've got more pictures, it just depends on how many pictures you have, but there's certainly room in all of these to tuck away lots of pictures from the different events, depending on how many pictures you've taken. This one I used a technique that's called the cascading waterfall, and it's because of the way these are put on the page. You cascade them. You have to have about, I used a 1/2 inch tab on each one of these pages in order to layer them like this. I'll just bring that up here so you can see how they are. But there's you take your page, and these I cut these pages at 5.5 by 5.5, and then I scored the top side at a 1/2 inch, folded that back, and used that to make the tabs. if you're interested in the technique, you can see videos on YouTube about that. It's called the Cascade picture mounting. But this technique gives you can make a lot of these. I stopped at just 2 because that's all. I didn't need any more for my number of pictures I took. But you see, you could keep on with this cascading. You can fill up this whole thing. The pictures, the area you have to actually use for the pictures does get to be a little bit smaller each time, but you can fill up quite a few of them. And then this is the last page of my album, and that's the picture of the group again that went on our candlelight tour. But overall, I used quite a few techniques in this book that I'd never tried using before, and it was great. It was fun. Mostly, I liked learning how to do the binding, because once you know how to do this binding, you can make albums any size you want. They can be really small. Some of them that I've seen made are really tiny, like the 3 inches tall using toilet paper rolls is another video that I saw that I thought was very cute. I made one of those books. I'll show that to you on a different video. But it's very helpful because you can make them 8 by 8 or any size you like to make, and use whatever paper cover you like as well. You don't have to go out and buy albums, and you're not limited to what will fit in those little pockets that are covered with plastic. You can do your own thing, like I did here. So anyway, there's my first totally handmade mini album using the hidden binding method.